Hey guys!
Hi!
I am eating a jelly.
I just want to make note that my hair looks cuter, but we're in a lockdown, so.
Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is Stephanie Aigbe. I am joined with my friend, Kerën Burkett. Burkett. Okay guys, quick story. When I first met Kerën, I called her Kerën.
Oh.
Remember that?
At Bible study?
Yeah, I called you Kerën a few times.
I don't remember.
And like, that's her biggest pet peeve, as it is mine. Like, call her by her real name. Hello, her actual name, Kerën. That's the T on that, okay? Anyway, so I have brought Kerën here today, and we're gonna just talk about like what it is like living in Vancouver, and like how that is different from like living in Toronto.
Pursuing acting.
Yeah.
Big difference.
So we're just gonna make this like a really nice chit chat video. I do have some questions, but that we could both answer, but that's just to kind of like get the conversation started.
Even though I'm an actor, I feel so weird. We're doing these little...
See, we gotta have scripts, you know? We gotta have scripts in order to give them performance of a lifetime. But
I feel so weird.
Don't be worried, girl. We are here. It's not like, you know, it is what it is. So without further ado, we'll get right into the video. Okay, so first question is, when did you move to Vancouver?
July? No. 2017, the summer.
Okay.
June or July?
June or July?
Yeah.
Okay. And I moved to, mine is a weird story, but I moved to Vancouver officially, March 2018, but I moved the year prior in October 2017. So yeah. And then, so I guess what we're going to talk about is like why we moved.
Yeah.
And things like that. And by the way, guys, I met Kerën when I moved here, not when we were living in Toronto.
Mm-hmm.
We both lived in Toronto. We were both pursuing acting in Toronto.
We actually have mutual friends.
So we have a lot of mutual friends.
Didn't know each other though.
Did not know each other at all until we met at church Bible study.
I think God planned that.
Yeah, I think so too. That
was a fun day.
It was a great day.
I remember that day. I remember that day very vividly.
For sure. So, why we moved to Vancouver and how does Vancouver differ from Toronto?
I moved to Vancouver for two things. I was going through a really bad breakup, and then I also felt like my career, acting-wise, was at a standstill. Mm-hmm. So I was on the phone with a friend, and I was telling her how upset I was. Shout out to Lace. Mm-hmm. She was like, "Girl, like you can just go anywhere. Like, what's stopping you?" And I was kind of like, "Oh." So that day, I applied for jobs online. Got a bunch of hits, and then a month later I was in Vancouver. So it happened very fast. Stayed with a family friend out in Delta. Then, so by the way, I moved to Vancouver with $500.
Right, I moved to Vancouver with $500 as well. Yeah.
I do not recommend that. Vancouver is a very expensive city. So literally I bought my plane ticket on my credit card, and then after that it was maxed out. Yeah. I stayed at a family friend's house for a month. They let me stay there for free. And then I used my first check from my job to pay for first month's rent and deposit. And then I started to get the ball going. Once I moved from Delta to Vancouver, the actual city, I was applying to agencies, and I got a few people kind of hitting me back, but I think it was the wrong time. I did end up signing with an agent, signed with her, stayed with her for a year. Then I moved to a new agency who's bigger and more known in the city, and I feel like my career is just taken off. Did that answer the question?
Yeah.
Okay.
So like, yeah.
Why did I move?
I moved to Vancouver with I think it was more $700 or like $1,000.
Better than
something, but it was definitely not a lot of money. My friend ended up buying my plane ticket, and my move happened within a span of 2 weeks. So essentially, I actually got a job working with kids throughout the province, and then I moved within 2 weeks. Like, it was very, very quick. I stayed with one of my cousin's friends who lives out in Vancouver. And I was kind of couch hopping just a little bit. Wow. And then I went on this work travel thing. And then I officially settled in March of 2018, which was like, it was weird, like, but I moved out to Surrey, which is where I live currently. It's not far from Vancouver. I can still take the Sky Train. It doesn't take long to get here or there. But yeah, like it was very interesting, like just moving and stuff like that. So what are some of the differences between Toronto and Vancouver city-wise, and then we'll go acting-wise?
City-wise, Vancouver is much smaller. I feel like in Toronto, you will never see the same person twice. So in Toronto, you can be on the train and you'll see a different person every single day. Mm-hmm. And Vancouver, I see the same people. I'll be like, didn't I see you at the mall? And then I see you here, and then you're at the group. Like I see the same people over and over again. It's like I mean, like
so small.
It's so small.
It's like a Twilight Zone. Like
it is. You'll see the same people over and over again. City-wise,
lack of diversity.
Yeah, there are like 0 black people.
Like we're the only 2 black people in the city.
Probably in this building. But there's like a whole joke that there's 6 people in Vancouver, and it's like low-key true.
It's I mean, we get in there like with my event link up, like there is a lot more black people that show up and stuff like that. So obviously it's like it's just a joke, but yeah, this city lacks a lot of lacks diversity, just hands down. And I guess maybe not lacks diversity, but lacks diversity for us because like Toronto is like a melting pot, and I'm also from England, and London is a melting pot. Whereas like here it's like Asians in Richmond, white people in Vancouver,
South Asian
in like Delta and Surrey, and
there's like a big Latino community here.
There is. So I mean, like what we mean by like diversity, we mean just like in terms of like us, not like in general, which kind of just sucks for dating. Wait, okay, so acting wise, how does it differ from Toronto?
There's a huge difference. I think, so starting with agents. In Toronto, I found it very hard to get representation that was good. I remember I had an interview with one agent right out of college. I graduated from Humber College for TV and film. Hard program. It's a very competitive program. People get kicked out every semester. Yes. So we started with, I want to say 50 people. Our graduating class was 20. So like people are getting kicked out every semester.
30 people? Jeez.
And then on top of that, I graduated with honors. So like I kind of left college feeling like, okay, I got this. And I was applying to agencies. They're like, oh, cute. Like you're the 15th black girl to apply. And like I remember I had an interview with this agent in Toronto. Her agency's still running. She's like, yeah, I just can't sign you because I have another black girl. I beg your pardon?
Yo.
And then I remember I had another agency meeting. They're like, yeah, we have 2 black girls. One of them looked like you, so you'd be competing with each other, and it's not fair, and blah, blah. Basically, if they had like 1 black person, they're like, we're set.
And keep in mind, guys, like, they will have a roster full of white people that look the exact same. Like, this is not just us being like, being like shady or whatever.
But then again, please remember, this was back in 2014.
Yeah, it was, because now it's different.
I definitely think it's getting better. I still haven't been home since 2017.
Yeah.
But back in 2014, this is what I was being told. Like, we already have 1 black girl with like curly hair. I used to have like an afro. And I was like, okay, like what if I put a wig on? And they're like, no, we have that. Like, they just didn't want it. So agency-wise, it was hard to get a good agent. Audition-wise, when you did get an agent, for me, I don't know what it was. I did everything I could in my power. I went to class, I did workshops. I got new headshots by Denise Grant, who was like the best photographer in Toronto. And I could not get auditions. Like I'd get 1 audition every couple months, and I just think the talent pool was so big in Toronto. Everyone and their brother's an actor. Like they were. I remember being in an audition, and someone's like, "Yeah, I'm a model. Like I'm just here for fun." And
I was like, that's happening a lot.
What? Like this is my
This is what I want to do, and you just want to model, but you're here for fun.
Yeah. So the talent pool was big, so I didn't get a lot of auditions. So that, and then Toronto. They do have a lot of filming there. However, they cast in LA. So when they actually bring production to Toronto, they're casting for co-star or under 5. And what that means is they're casting for scenes that actors that are gonna be in 1 scene. So let's say you did book a TV show, you're getting a 1 line. And it's still good, but that's your growth. A lot of my friends actually went to LA, and then from LA they're getting casted and being brought back to Toronto.
Yeah.
So it's pretty crazy. Now taking it to Vancouver, because there's 5 Black people.
Well, now there's more because everyone knows what the deal is.
Stop coming.
Stop coming, guys.
Moving to Vancouver, right away I applied for agencies, and people were like, "We want to meet you right now. Like, can you get in a car? Can you like drive here?"
Yeah.
So I got signed within probably 2 weeks of being or I lied, a month. Once I got my own place, I got signed. So I was signed within a month of being in Vancouver. As in Toronto, it took me like a year. I got signed by an agency, but it wasn't good. I'm just gonna be real about that.
But that's really how it is, though, because like they already have like so many people on their roster that's working. They don't really care about you. They're just like, yeah, I guess we'll sign you. Like,
I don't even know what is wrong. I don't know. It just wasn't a good agency. I have a lot of friends that was with them and they left. And I was like, well. Come to Vancouver. So I had 2 top agencies I wanted to sign with in Vancouver. One of them was Characters. I wanted to be with them from when I was like 16. Like,
everybody wanted to be with Characters.
Characters in Canada, they're the best. It's like being with CAA. You know how in LA they have CAA?
Yeah.
That's Characters in Canada.
Yeah.
They have an office in Toronto, Vancouver, and I think Montreal.
Yeah, I think they probably just got one in Montreal.
Mm-hmm.
It must have been new.
They just have the most clout, honestly. Like, Mina Masood, who is Aladdin, he was with Characters. So like, I'm 90% sure. Fact check me. I'm pretty sure. And side note, we worked together at Alcatrin. Hi. Anyways, so I moved to Vancouver, got signed with an agency, left them. Then there was like literally a bidding war for me. Like people wanted to so Characters
that
sent
happened with me too.
I felt wanted. So Characters, another agency. So Characters and 2 other agencies were like battling out for me to sign with them.
Characters?
I told you this. So Characters, and 2 other agencies in the city were battling out for me to sign with them. End of story, after I prayed on it, I ended up signing with Lucas Talent. So like, just to show you the contrast, there are people here fighting for me, like, we want to sign you, sign with us, we'll do da-da-da-da. In Toronto, they're like, we have one Black girl.
Cute.
And then as well here, I find that even if you're a new actor in Vancouver, they'll still see you for guest star, leading, or supporting roles.
Yeah.
So when I got here, a month after being here, I was like going out for lead roles. That never happened in Toronto. Like people are like, oh, bring her in. Her resume is she did theater, bring her in. She went to Hamburg, bring her. I felt like in Toronto, they were kind of like, we don't know you. Okay, no, next. And they'll bring their cousin in or something. Like, it just felt like a lot of nepotism going on. It just felt like a lot of favoritism. I feel like here in Vancouver, if you have talent, you will succeed.
Yeah, for sure. And like, to just piggyback off of what you said about bringing in like anyone for just anything, here they film a lot more popular TV shows than they do in Toronto. For fact, like the only things that I ever went out for an audition with, because it asked for it, was like Love Thy Neighbor. In Toronto, like the reenactments, because Toronto has a lot of reenactments.
I'm in like 10 reenactments.
Yeah, I got a few too, and like so Toronto only like they have like Titans and they have like
now
suits.
They do
and they have suits. But like here, they shoot most of the CW TV shows, like Riverdale, like The Flash, Legends of Tomorrow, and Siren, Supergirl. Like they shoot
every single Hallmark movie.
Oh yeah, it's shot here or in Victoria on the island. So
every single Hallmark movie that you've ever seen in your life, they filmed it here.
Yeah.
Every Lifetime movie you've ever seen, they filmed it here. There's a
because
lot
like the infrastructure here in Vancouver, it just mimics a lot of cities. Like if you're downtown, it mimics
Seattle.
It mimics Seattle. If you like move closer towards the mountains,
Gastown is could be New York.
Yeah, and then like closer to mountains is like LA. Mm-hmm. But for the most part, like it mimics cities, and because like DC is not really like DC shows aren't real cities, like they could just make it look like anything, really. There's many times that I've watched the show and I'm like, oh, that's our church. Like,
Oh.
yeah, like they shoot on the roof of our church.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. I saw like one scene with like they shoot on the roof of our church.
That movie, was it
Deadpool was shot here.
Deadpool,
Yeah.
yes. I saw some stuff and I was like, that's where I work.
Yeah, my friend was in Deadpool, Mecca.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, like it was, and for me, same thing. Like I had about 4 or 5 agents that were looking to rep me, and I ended up going with the one that I thought was the best. I'm very big on like boutique agencies, so I went with a boutique agency. And yeah, like I love my agent. I think I've spoke about that in my previous video, so I don't really have to go like that far into depth with it. But same thing, like I went from going on like one audition every 6 months to like going on like 3 auditions every week. And I spoke about that in my other video, so I don't really need to talk to you about that. But yeah, like it was just like moving to Vancouver was a better option for us.
And I was booking more.
Yeah.
I was getting put on hold.
Yeah, getting callbacks and put on hold way
getting
more.
pinned by the network.
Yes!
So I felt like, obviously, auditioning in itself is a craft. And when I got here, I was auditioning so much, my craft got better.
Yep.
And the more you audition, the more chance you have of like being put on hold, whatever. So within a year of being here, like I was like pinned for networks. I was getting callbacks. Like it just exploded because I had more opportunity. And you got to go where the gold is.
Yeah, and I know they always say like, grass ain't always green on the other side, but it really is greener on this side as an artist. Even as a musician, like I sang background for a lot of people last year, and they get more clout and recognition now. Like Sade is going to Toronto to perform, like which she probably never would have gotten if she just stayed in Toronto.
It's weird. You have to leave your city and then come back.
It's so weird. It's so weird, and that's like the difference between living in Toronto and Vancouver. What other differences have you noticed?
Like acting wise?
Just I guess in general, like overall, like how do you feel?
The people here can be cold. So before I moved here, I reached out to a friend that moved to Vancouver like in 2010. So we had been here for 5-6 years. I was like, hey, like, can you give me some advice? And he's like, yeah, people here are pretty cold. I didn't really get it until I moved here, and I was like, oh, and I'll tell you one story. So this one day, I just moved to Vancouver. I was like a month after moving here, and I was lost, and my phone was like dying on data. I had better data now. So I literally turned to a guy and I was like, excuse me, and before I could even say, I was going to say like, hey, like, do you know where blah, blah, blah is? He's like, no change, and then walked away. And I was like, do I look homeless?
Yeah. So that's one other thing about the city is that the city has a lot of homeless people, like a lot, and there's not enough shelters for them, and then they closed down the mental hospital, so they have
for
a
the
lot
Olympics.
Shame on you. Shame on Vancouver for that, because there's a lot of like homeless and mentally ill people that just roam the streets, which is very scary for them. Also for like your well-being too, because you don't know how they're gonna react as well. So that's
pretty good though.
Yeah, for the most part, they're really, really good. Very respectful to say the least. Considering their situation, but. Yeah, like it's very, very scary. Whereas like in Toronto, like you'd see like
I don't think it was that bad.
No, it really wasn't. Like
when I came here, I was
like, yeah, like even on Dundas Square, like you'd see like an odd homeless person. Like you never really had to be that person that was like, oh, no change, right? So yeah, like it's true. That's also that, and we've experienced a few like racist encounters.
A lot, not a few.
A lot of racist encounters. Like it's interesting. Like getting called the N-word, not only just by like white people, but from like Asians.
Other people who are people of color. I'm like, but
like there was this one time I was like leaving work, and this one lady, her accent was so thick. Like I can't remember where she was from, but her accent was just thick, and she was like, "Go back to your country," and I was like, babe, you probably just got here, like you're the immigrant, I got papers, like
ridiculous.
So like yeah, like it's very interesting here. Like racism is Like, and again, like we said, there's only like a few Black people that live here, so they're not really used to seeing us. And now that we're kind of like, you know, infiltrating the city, yes, they want us to go back to where we came from, which is just Toronto.
It's weird. When I first moved here in 2017, I got stared at a lot.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
people would literally be on the train, like, and I'd be like, what?
There was that one time when we were on the train and this person was like, "It smells like marijuana."
Oh, yeah.
Like, it's been a great experience. It's been fun to just, you know, see how our career has like elevated and grown and things like that.
It's been, I'm happy I moved.
Yeah, I'm happy I moved too. Definitely from Toronto for sure. Yeah, I'm happy I moved from Toronto to here for sure.
I think if I was still in Toronto, I probably would have given up acting
For
because
sure.
it was so hard and I wasn't making any movement and I was doing everything I could do. Like I told you before, I was headshots, classes, like I was doing everything, applying to new agencies.
Yeah.
I think I would have given up hope. And then moving to Vancouver, so many things happened so fast.
Yeah.
I'm just like, oh, I got this.
Like my very first audition here, I got pinned actually. My very, very first audition. Like,
It took me a while to get pinned. On TV and film commercials, I was like getting callbacks.
Yeah, I actually remember that scene so vividly. I had to take a picture of Daniel Kaluuya. And I was like so obsessed. I was so obsessed. I was like, oh my god. Like I read the script and it said like, you have to kiss a picture of Daniel Kaluuya. And I was like,
what show is this?
I can't remember. If I can find the email, it was a while back. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching. I'm gonna link Keryn's social
IMDb.
I'm gonna link her IMDb down below so you can contact her agent and get her on your next project. How about that? How about it? And also her Instagram, so you can follow her on Instagram. Don't mind us guys, we actually giggled quite a bit. We were actually really professional for this video. Yay us! Anyway guys, thank you so much for watching again. Please like, subscribe, and share this video with all your actor friends. And I will catch you in the next video.
And comment below what you're surprised about between Toronto and Vancouver.
Yes, please comment below. Please be interactive in the comments so that we can see.
Well,
so I can see. She'll probably look too. What, like, if you've moved and what the differences are for you. Alright guys, bye!